Good afternoon to the people of the East. Herein opens the 6th Ethereal Court of their Majesties, Alberic and Tindal, Consules of the East. Your Majesties.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, as always, for joining us. It is most assuredly still winter, at least here. Feels like it's winter everywhere, but it is warmed my heart to get to still interact with the populace of the East. That being said, I want to start with something that's a little bit sadder today. With a heavy heart, I would like to take a moment for some remembrance of the passing of Master Tristan de Warel, whose skill and dedication is the reason we are wearing matching crowns today. There was a pair, and the one for the I'm at a little bit of a loss for words right now. The kingdom maintained the consort's crown. The sovereign's crown was lost, and it was Master Tristan's dedication and selfless skill that brought it back to the kingdom. His loss is felt deeply by many, and I'm going to take a moment now to remember him. Thank you. As we move forward, it is time to once again celebrate the works and the splendor of the East Kingdom, such as adorn our heads, such as shown by the populace of the East. It's my favorite thing is to wade ethereally amongst the populace and recognize their efforts, their work, their dedication to keeping our kingdom alive.
I'm hoping everyone is being...
Majesties would have before them Rowena, Engen, Mick, on Madet.
Welcome, hello, my lords. Sorry. Your Majesty.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. A little bit tired from work from today, but besides that, everything's fine.
We have been hearing a lot of good things about how helpful you are and the amount of impact you have in your local group. And we would like to do something this evening and recognize you with an award of arms and raise you to the ranks of the nobility of the East.
Quite an honor, really. I wasn't expecting that.
When our people are seen helping, serving, creating, it is only just we should recognize them and lift them to the ranks of our nobility. We, Alberic and Tindal, see these traits in Rowena, Inyan, Mick, and Maydate, and therefore do we award unto her arms during our Ethereal Court, Anno Societatis 55.
So for the first time, Lady Rowena.
For Lady Rowena. Vivat!
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 Vivat! Go ahead. I don't think we're done with them quite yet. Want to stay on this camera angle? I think so. All right. Jahan. Is that Jahan hiding in the back?
Yeah. Hi, Your Highness. Your Majesties.
Good. Now, you are a brewer.
Yep.
And an archer and a thrower.
Yeah.
And you teach. What is it that you teach?
How to brew for meat and cordials.
Oh, cordials. Good. That's fantastic. This is also someone I've definitely seen at Pennsic on the battlefield.
Yep. Yeah, too.
It feels like we should just roll forward.
can personally attest to the amount of impact you have had within the Army of the East. Word of your knowledge and your skill has spread wide and far. We would like to also induct you into our nobility and award you arms this evening.
Thank you very much.
People of the East, gathered on this joyful day, receive the greetings of your sovereigns, Consuls Tindal and Alberic. Many accounts have come to us about our loyal subject, Jehan de Caen, praising him. Proud man of the North, from our esteemed barony of l'Île du Dragon Dormant, he has, by his enthusiasm and his efforts, showed his value to our kingdom. It is with joy that we now make him a lord of our court and award him arms. Thus is this proclamation written to the stars over the heart of the kingdom, AS 55.
So for the first time, Lord Jahan.
Yeah.
For Lord Jihan. Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Here's four. My favorite number is 3. I like 3. All right. That's a good number. Kat,
Yes, Your Majesty.
you have been Il Dragon du Mont's chatelaine for 3 years now?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Captain of the Guard for their excellencies?
Yes, Your Majesty.
That's good. Always smiling. Always
Yes.
smiling. You can all see that right now. But also, water bearing at Penzic,
Yes,
retaining.
yes. Always.
I think we need to do something about that.
Look,
Yeah, she's wearing
Yes.
the attendance cloak.
we've just made a long list of the service you have done to the nobility and the populace of this kingdom. We would like to recognize that service tonight by inducting you into the Order of the Silver Wheel.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty. I was not expecting that. I was supposed to be here with my daughter and my husband for that, but nothing for me. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. It's one of those nice gotcha moments that we can do, and just thank you for all the service that you're doing and keep on doing for the East Kingdom.
Like Canadian, I send you a big hug.
Oh,
And
thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Majesty.
Thank you. You have a fantastic family there. All 3 of you are amazing individuals.
Il y a des gens dans ce monde qui voient des choses qui doivent être faites et ils les font simplement, honnêtement et discrètement pour améliorer leur groupe. Un cadeau nous a été accordé de la terre verte sans fin et des mers sombres dans notre bien-aimé carte mort. Son service ne connaît pas de limite et elle travaille sans cesse pour sa baronnie, sa principauté et son royaume. Dans ses nombreux rôles, elle a organisé des événements, cuisiné pour notre peuple et une fabricante de largesses pour le royaume. En plus de tout cela, elle est la châtelaine pour notre baronnie bien-aimée de l'île du Dragon Dormant. C'est pour ces raisons que nous, Magnus Tindal et Alberic von Rostock, consul légitime de l'Est, lui accordons la roue d'argent en reconnaissance de tous ses services. Fait Anno Societatis 55. There are people in this world who see things that must be done and do them simply, honestly, and without fanfare. Such a gift has been granted to us from the land of rolling green and dark seas in our beloved Cach Mor. Her service knows no limits, and she works ceaselessly for her barony, principality, and kingdom. In her many roles, she's been an event steward, fed our populace, and a maker of largesse for the kingdom. In addition to all of this, she is the chatelaine for our beloved barony of Île du Dragon Dormant. It is for these reasons that we, Magnus Tindal and Alberic von Rostock, rightful consuls of the East, do grant unto her the silver wheel in recognition of all her service. Done, Anno Societatis 55.
For Lady Kat, newest recipient of the Order of the Silver Wheel. Vivat! 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 Vivat!
Okay.
Their Majesties would see before them Millicent Rowan.
That's me.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, the hat. Really love their hats. You just call them back to see the hats again? I might have.
Of course.
It is excellent. So, Rowan, we have spoken before, as we well know, because of the hats.
Yes, of course.
And a lot of the stuff that we've seen and what we've heard are probably the same things we're going to talk about again. Your Scribble, your event stewardship, your local fencing, and your active teaching since 2014.
Thank you.
7 years. That is a very long time. So tonight we would like to induct you into the Order of the Silver Wheel.
Oh, what? That's so kind. Thank you.
You're most welcome. And I really do love your hats. I apologize for loving the hats. They're great hats. And she does a great deal of service and has well earned this recognition.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hats of service.
Hats of service.
Even as from our swathing bands we carry with us, as it were, an unbridled desire of knowledge, so afterwards there groweth in us a certain laudable and fervent affection to reward those who toil in the study of others. Wherefore, in our opinion, it stands with great reason that a person who hath passed on to others, which she has searched and found out by her great study and travail, so many may flourish, be acknowledged. Therefore do we, Consuls Tindal and Alberic, of these scholarly eastern lands, induct Millicent Rowan into the Order of the Silver Wheel, and award her all rights, privileges, and badges of the foresame order. So none may gainsay these words, do we strengthen them by our ensign manual in our beloved East Kingdom. Words by Matthias Grunwald, calligraphy and illumination by Lily Morgaine of the East.
For Lady Millicent, newest recipient of the Order of the Silver Wheel. Vivat! 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 Vivat!
Hello, East Kingdom. This is Maeve, the Kingdom Seneschal, with two quick announcements. First, I had office hours today. Am I live? I had office hours today, and the meeting was really successful. I'll be posting some minutes shortly after court this afternoon. We weren't able to record, the tool was not available, but we'll post a summary of the meeting. And there will be some additional upcoming meetings with Seneschals as we start to look towards our future in the spring and summer months. I also want to remind the populace that the Society has established a membership assistance fund for anyone who is having trouble maintaining their paid membership. There is a fund available. There is nothing you need to do except apply. You don't need to prove your need or anything like that. And I will be publishing that again shortly after court. Thank you.
Thank you, Maeve. So I did want to give a toast to absent friends, to all those that we hold dear for the East. I also do want to welcome everyone here today. They're hopefully being warm and safe in their homes and have electricity, unlike our good cousins in Anstiora who do not. So if you want to reach out to them, if you haven't already have, and just give words of encouragement. And they have these great snow day pictures that they've been doing for the people who've dressed up in their warmest garb that they have and stood out in the snow and just had a grand old time with that.
Making the best of a wintry situation. Like to take a moment to thank our outgoing Signet for her service Mistress Eva was fantastic. And it is with a warm heart that we send her away, and with hope for the future that we welcome in our new signet.
Their Majesties would see before them Baroness Asa Phelan Jossersdotter.
Hello, Your Majesties.
How are you this evening?
I am well. How are you?
Good. I believe we have business with you and you with us.
We do.
So you are going to become into the Tiger Clerk of the Signet tonight, yes?
Yes.
Would you like to swear fealty this evening?
Your Majesties, I would. I will be faithful and true, and faith and loyalty will bear to the kingdom of the East, of life and of member and of earthly honor, against all people who may live and die, and truly will acknowledge and freely will do the services which belong to the office of the Tiger Clerk of the Signet, which office I hold from you and which you render to me. So say I, Asa Phelan Jossersdotter.
I, Albert, and I, Tindal, hear your words and know them to be true. We will treasure your service. We will listen to your counsel. You will have a place at our hearth, in peace and in war, and the protection of the crown. Until the crown falls from your head, until the world ends, so say I, Alberic, and I, Tindal, Consules of the East.
Thank you, Your Majesties.
Thank you.
For the fealty of Asa Phelan Jossersdotter, newest Tiger Clerk of the Signet. Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat!
Their Majesties would see before them Cecilia Raposa.
Good evening, Your Majesties. Hello.
You are a scribe. Yes,
Guilty as charged.
I've heard both about the amount of time you spent as a scribe, the year that you spent as the head of the Carolingian Calligraphers Guild, and that right now you are showing a dramatic improvement in your skill. What is the current project you're working in?
I'm currently not working on something, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be an assignment coming any minute.
I like that attitude. I do too. Well, a willingness to produce more art and a growing body of excellent work we would see recognized this evening and induct you into our Order of the Silver Brooch.
Thank you. I am humbled and very grateful. Thank you.
And so she navigated to our shore. Fair winds had brought her safely to the east. She'd carry brushes, paints, and clever lore, with Winston, truest friend and feline beast. Then once she found a land with open doors, she made for friends and kings her art into a feast. This is the land for which she'd ever longed, the sweetness of a home where she belonged. Thus at the 6th Ethereal Court of the Eastern Consuls of the East, Tindal and Alberic do induct Cecilia Raposa into our Order of the Silver Brooch. Words by Countess Marguerite Inyin Lachlan. Illumination and calligraphy by Natalia Anastasia Evgenova.
You're most welcome.
For Lady Cecilia, newest member of the Order of the Silver Brooch. Vivat!
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 Their Majesties would ask before them Brother Sylvester.
Your Majesties, good to see you tonight.
How are you this evening?
I am well. Peace be with you.
And with you as well. You are a brewer. Yes?
Yes, among many things, Your Majesty.
Many things is an understatement. Minister of Arts and Science for the Shire of Hatchester.
Yes, Your Majesty.
You have been active within the East Kingdom for a tremendous amount of time, and your impact has not unnoticed.
All things brewing. Tastings and competitions and just basically discussing period beverages all around.
Yes. I've endeavored to create many delicious beverages, and I've also fought in the Meridiers even before this.
Your endeavors have been much appreciated, and in that spirit, we would like this evening to induct you into our Order of the Silver Brooch.
Thank you, Your Majesties.
Now, you want to?
This also brings you to our ranks of the nobility as well, and putting Lord in front of Brother Sylvester is kind of an interesting thing to do. So, would you prefer just Brother Sylvester or Lord Brother Sylvester or just Lord Sylvester?
Perhaps just Deacon Sylvester would be nice.
There are all options available to you now as the newest member of the Eastern nobility.
Well, thank you, Your Majesty.
Congratulations. It's well worth the award.
Blessings be on you, Your Majesty.
Thank you.
For one who excels in the art of crafting, creating, and sharing drink, it is just that we bid Brother Sylvester to walk with the companions of the Silver Brooch and award unto him arms to be borne by him alone. We, Alberic and Tindal, raise a glass in his honor, declaring this during our Ethereal Court Anno Societatis 55.
For Brother Sylvester, newest noble of the Kingdom of the East. Vivat! 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 Vivat!
And the newest member of the Silver Brooch.
And my apologies, and the newest member of the Order of the Silver Brooch.
Your Majesty, call before them Simon Yoder.
I'm here, Your Majesty.
Good evening.
Matching garb.
Matching garb is fantastic.
Really nice.
Now, when people talk to me about you, Simon, they talked about three things. One, the length of time that you have been in the SCA. Two, your work as a photographer, specifically at local events and at Penzic, but also your role on the Penzic gun line.
Yes, that's true.
So how long have you actually been on the Penzic gun line?
Early 2000s, I believe. I actually don't remember what year I went up there first. I mean, this would have been my 22nd Penzic. So,
Your Majesties.
Yes.
I am Baroness Catherine Ramsey. I am one of the master gunners for the Guild of St. Barbara. Simon has been on our gun line since my first Penzic when he brought Bruiser back in 2007.
Wow.
That's excellent. Yes.
Your impact has been significant. The amount of time that you have dedicated, it seems long overdue and barely enough, but it is vitally important that you stand shoulder to shoulder with the nobility of the East. What? You don't have to.
No, I'm gonna take it.
Hold on 1 second.
Can you text that to our Vox, please, and make sure that we can do that?
Okay.
All right. I know we can. I just want to be nice.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Little vaccines, little thing that we need to take care of.
So, while we check on something real quick, I see that did your lovely wife make the garb you're both wearing today?
Yes.
Yes, Your Majesty.
You also do embroidery thread?
I do embroidery. I do a little bit of weaving, tablet weaving. Name it, I've probably tried it or done it at some point.
It sounds like you are someone who is generous with your time and willing to make clothing for yourself, others, and others, and others.
That's true. Yes, she makes stuff for everybody.
So the both of you are doing just great work. You're keeping our kingdom going. You're involved. And we would like to do this today and raise you to the ranks of our nobility. We would like to give Simon a grant of arms for all of the work that he's done, and you an award of arms for all of the wonderful things that you have done.
The Consules of the East, Tindal and Alberic, request the presence of Sarah Easthope to speak of her deeds and her contributions. She has created beautiful clothing items for others and donated her time to sewing instruction. She also uses her needle for embroidery and regalia, bringing exquisite art to those around her. For these acts and many others, we see fit to make her a lady of our court and award her arms for her to bear alone. Perbend, Sinister, Azure, and Ghouls, 2 domestic cats, Sejant, Conturney, or each maintaining a heart argent, a bordure or. Done in Anno Societatis 55. Words and illumination by Liadin Inyan Kaneda. Calligraphy, Asa, Phelan, Joserdoter.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Your Majesty.
It is a pleasure to be in a position to recognize 2 fantastic people.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm humbled.
Yeah, we're very humbled.
You know what goes well with a grant?
I know really what goes well with the grant.
Simon, the grant seems short of where I'd like to stop tonight. And guns are loud and I can hear them from a ways off. I'd love to be able to see you from a ways off as well. I would like to invite you to join our court as a baron this evening so that you could wear a coronet that I may be able to see you from as far away as I can hear you.
Thank you very much. I'm shocked and honored.
To all those who shall hear these present letters, Tindal and Alberic, consuls of these eastern lands, send greetings. Equity requires and reason ordains that men of virtuous and noble service be rewarded for their merits by renown, and not only their persons in this mortal life, so brief and transitory, but after them those who shall issue of their bodies may be in all places of great honor, perpetually shining before others by certain signs and shows of honor and gentility. And therefore do we affirm, not only by common renown, but also by the report and testimony of other noble subjects worthy of credence, have truly advertised and informed that Simon Yoder has long spent his days in toil on the Penzik gunnery line, the preservation and teaching of the same arts, and the opening of home and hearth to all, so that he has deserved well and is well worthy that henceforth, perpetually and forever, he may be in all places honorably admitted, counted, numbered, and received in the company of other ancient, gentle, and noble men. And for the remembrance of his gentility, we have devised, ordained, and granted to the aforesaid mentioned Simon Yoder arms in the matter or in fests an ear of wheat and crow's leg, couped a la keys sable. And furthermore, so all may know his worth, we raise Simon as a baron of our court. Done in our deadly eastern lands, Anna Societatis 55. Words by Matthias Grunwald, calligraphy and illumination, Audrey Bennett.
It is proportionate to the amount of dedication and impact you have shown.
Thank you. Very unexpected.
For Baron
It's an honor to
Simon
be-
and Lady Sarah, Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat! Vivat! So, you know what I'm in love with? This set. It's awesome. It's fantastic. Yeah, most people may not know that I moved my bed down here. I just sleep here now.
No,
Pretty much
I know that.
Pretty much just living out of this set because, I mean, it feels like home. It does. It feels like home. And I'd like to take a moment to thank the people that put this together so that we could truly be in Rome today. The Honorable Lord John Fitzthomas,
Lady Jenna,
Lady Tabitha DeLund,
Elena the Blue,
Baron G. Emerson True,
The Honorable Lady Olivia Baker.
You know what else helps me feel Roman? The clothing.
Yes.
Clothing. So we should extend a special thanks to the Honorable Lady Astrid, who has kept us looking fantastic this entire time. This very long, so many outfits.
Thank you so much for the creative team who's been keeping us looking just fabulous and fantastic throughout this ring so far. So thank you very much.
And now let's recognize someone whose service has been instrumental to the kingdom.
Their Majesties would see before them Hugoline the Delicate to answer the question posed before her.
Your Majesties, here comes before you a delicate flower, Lady Hugoline. Starting in the household of those people, she shed her petals of her care in a wider and wider berth. From being Penzance Camp Mommy up to Chancellor Minor, her steadfast support and love for all is well known. For her constant support of her barony's activities, she was inducted into the Order of the Silver Feather. For her co-running of the Eastern hospitality on the battlefield at Penzance, she was made a Lady of the Court by Kenric II and Evelina II. For her exemplary work as Chancellor Minor, she was awarded her Silver Crescent by Yvonne and Mathilde. She soothes anxieties with her ukulele, whether at a campfire or across the ether. She herds cats, so children bored at home will have a camp they can safely learn from at a distance. For her quiet humor and steadying presence wherever she goes, she is loved by all. Having already proved that she will cut herself and bleed for those in her care, Hugoline comes before you to answer the question set for her today.
Hello, Your Majesties. It is I, Hugoline the Delicate, and I'm here to answer the questions set forth before me by your predecessor, Her Majesty, Queen Margarita.
Good afternoon. It is lovely to see you, and we are overjoyed to be here to hear your answer.
Hugoline, we've known each other just a little while, and I know Countess Margarita really wanted to elevate you, and I appreciate the flexibility that Her Excellency has for letting us elevate you today. And we look very much forward to what your answer is today.
My answer is yes. It is a great honor to join the Order of the Pelican and serve you in that way.
Fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that you are excited to move forward. Before we get there, though, I would enjoy hearing some people say some nice things about you. Is there a member of the Order of the Chivalry that would speak about this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Sir William Galvin Lockhart, Knight of the Society. It is my honor to speak on behalf of my friend, the Honorable Lady Hugoline the Delicate, this auspicious day. There are many admirable traits that I could speak of her. Her strength, her compassion, her generosity. But there are two things of great import that I wish to speak to you about today. First, I would regale you with her courage. For in serving as the kingdom's Chancellor Minor, she has been responsible for ensuring that families and their children find a welcoming and safe place in the East, that the society is a nurturing and fun experience. She performs these duties capably, all the while possessed with the terrible knowledge that lying beneath their sweet and innocent visages of these children lurk feral velociraptors. Witness their savage fury turned loose at the mere command of, "Bring forth the toy box!" Still, she stalwartly performs her duties with little regard for her own safety. She is the wrangler of velociraptors, and this, in my opinion, exemplifies the very nature of courage. I would also speak of the gratitude that every warrior of the East owes her for her service in the last 9 years. For it is during this time that she and her household have been responsible for ensuring that the East's battlefield pavilion is well supplied with provisions that keep our armies hydrated and strong so that they may vie with all their might against their foes. Through her service and devotion, she has been as responsible for the victories of the East as any arm that wields a baton, blade, or spear on the field of Penzance. It is for these reasons and many more that I find it is a good thing that your majesties do this day and in recognizing her as my peer.
Thank you for those words. They're very encouraging to us and to the East. Is there a member of the Order of the Laurel who will speak to this candidate today?
Your Majesties, I'm Vittorio Antonello, and I would claim that honor. Your Majesties, peers, gentles of the East, Hugoline has always been my peer. We've known each other for many years, and in that time, I've never seen her perform any task without the utmost attention to detail, without the utmost care for every nuance. The Laurels are called upon to speak of the skill of a vigilant. Hugoline does nothing without skill, be it learning to play a simple song to entertain around a campfire, or coordinating children's activities for the kingdom of the that she so loves. She does so with expertise. Even more, she is willing to share these skills and with patience and understanding, and that is the mark of a peer. One who is not only skilled, but is willing to lift others up in the pursuit of their skills. Your Majesties, as I said at the start, Hugoline has always been my peer, and I thank you for recognizing that peerage in her.
Thank you. Well spoken, well supported. Is there a member of the Order of the Rose that would speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Countess Natavia Rostropakova, and I thank you for letting me speak these words today. The first time I met Hugoline was at the large battlefield tent where she was serving pickles, oranges, and Gatorades to our beloved Eastern Army with her indefatigable sister Fiona under the auspices of House Three Skulls. Since then, I have gotten the chance to see her in action in a different role when Ivan and I were able to install her as the kingdom's newest Chancellor Minor, a job that she came into with the littlest big shoes to fill. Roses speak to the courtesy of our vigilance, and Hugoline has served this kingdom's youth with joy and grace and has shown our youngest members the courtesy that some of us only reserve for our adult members. She has treated our youth as members of our society, not just children. She has given them the gift of her time, her patience, her knowledge, and hopefully the time they have spent under her as our Chancellor Minor will ensure that they will want to keep playing once they are adults. Your Majesties, this magnificent human has been and is indeed my peer, and what you do today is a good thing, and I thank you.
Very encouraging to me and to the youth of the kingdom and to the kingdom as a whole. Is there someone from the Order of Master of Defense willing to speak to this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Jean-Xavier Belair, Master of Defense, and I have that pleasure of speaking for Hugoline the Delicate. Let me speak of perseverance. I've seen Hugoline face a mightier foe than just the velociraptors Sir William had spoke to earlier. That's the parents of these velociraptors that the society holds dear. Not too long ago at Penzic, we had issues with what minors could be allowed to do. And Hugoline was on the forefront of receiving the passions of the parents when their children's freedoms could have been affected at Penzic. Seeing this and how well she handled herself is definitely peer-like qualities. So, Your Majesties, I definitely support your decision to make Hugoline a peer.
Thank you. Well spoken and well remembered. That was a special time for everyone who had a child at Penzic. Is there a member of the Order of the Pelican that would speak of this candidate?
There is, Your Majesties. I am Baroness Leonette de Angeli, Companion of the Order of the Pelican, and it is my great honor to speak of Hugoline's service this day. It is a particular thing to speak as a peer for the order in which a candidate is being inducted. Hugoline is before you because she has been commended to Your Majesties and your predecessor, Countess Margarita, by my order. What more could I speak to? I can only share with you, with her, and with the populace the many reasons that it is right and just that she joins us this day. 8 years ago, when I stepped up as Kingdom Chancellor Minor with little infrastructure or support, one of the first things I was told was that the Kingdom was responsible for running Youth Point at Penzic for a day. But not to worry about it, because two sisters from Andebageen had it completely under control. This was my first introduction to Hugoline, and completely under control was and is an understatement. If anything, it could be her motto. Hugoline serves. Quietly, steadily, and without fanfare, she serves. She serves our youth, our bardic community, her barony, her kingdom, our fighters, and the society. But more than that, and what we are here today to recognize, is that Hugoline leads. She leads children in activities and art that better the kingdom. She leads by promoting the service and arts of others. She leads by example with her calm, courteous, and competent demeanor. She leads by asking for help, setting boundaries, and delegating, modeling the behavior needed for our society to thrive. She leads her officers, supporting and encouraging them to serve the youth of our kingdom. Your Majesties, Hugoline is a leader, Hugoline is my peer, and my order and I commend her to you.
Thank you. Those are really great things to hear about Hugoline. And is there a medallion?
There is a medallion.
Hugoline, please put on the medallion. Having adorned yourself with the symbol of the order, please place upon your head the cap. The nice traditional Hermine cap. Yeah, the pelican. And please place upon yourself the cloak. Excellent, excellent. Beautifully adorned and fully vested. Is it your intention to swear an oath this day?
It is, Your Majesties. Here do I, Hugoline the Delicate, swear by mouth, hand, and heart, fealty and service to the crown of the East Kingdom. I swear to defend, strengthen, and support our kingdom by any means within my power, and to act in all ways as a true peer ought. To serve and to teach, to counsel and to keep confidence, in times of need or plenty, in peace or in war, in living or in dying, until the crown depart their throne, or death take me, or the world ends. So say I, Hugoline.
I, Albert von Rostock, and I, Magnus Tindal, do hear your words and know them to be true. We have seen you entrusted with the most precious thing our kingdom has, our children. We know that you are worthy, and for our part, you have our ear, you have a place at our hearth, and you have the protection of the crown. So say I, Albert von Rostock, and I, Magnus Tindal, Consuls of the East.
There is a scroll, and at this time I will share those words. Donation of time, effort, energy, patience, and skill are too often expected and taken for granted in the best of times, let alone in times of plague and crisis. For in these times, our mettle is tested, and there are those who would rise to the challenge to give of themselves to serve those around them. We, Tindal and Alberic, sovereign consuls of these many eastern lands, will not let those whose work so hard go unseen. A peer is a shield for those who cannot shield themselves, and a sword for those who need an advocate. And it is in that Hugoline the Delicate has made her mark. Be not fooled by the gentle and humorous bard. Hugoline is quick with a joke to make the sorrowful laugh or a song to lift our hearts. She will help us hold on to the feeling that there is always hope, never to stop believing in ourselves. Hugoline has stood as defender of our youth from threats both foreign and domestic. She bears the badge of an officer, stalwart and brave, to create a kingdom that is both safe and joyful. Whether acting locally in her barony of Andebageen, where she brings activities and events for all to enjoy, or acting throughout the kingdom in her role as Chancellor Minor, she acts with the utmost care, grace, and a level-headed demeanor. And yet, for all these duties, she would still spare time to make a single child smile. Without reservation and with much adulation, we do see fit to recognize her as a companion of the most honorable, noble, and diligent Order of the Pelican, with all the rights, duties, honors, accords, and accolades that accompany the aforesaid order, including the just claim to bear the badge of the order on her person. And further, as a symbol of her new estate, we do confer unto her by these letters patent, to wit, per chevron azure and sable, a chevron engrailed on the lower edge, a chief invected argent. These to be borne by her alone, without let or hindrance, as a mark of her station. And let no one bar her travels throughout the kingdom through force, nor word, nor tax levied, done by our words at this 6th Ethereal Court, and signed by our hand in the early winter of the year Anno Societatis 55. Words by Vetro Triscoculus and Vittorio Antonello. Scroll by Vittorio Antonello. For Mistress Hugoline, newest companion to the Order of the Pelican. Vivat!
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 Wow. I really like that we got a moment to really get to see the regalia and the parts that made the whole ceremony.
It was really a nice thing to be had, to be able to actually do a complete virtual elevation and see how that went. Since
Yeah.
we cannot gather together.
Yep. No, and also the scrolls today have been amazing. I sometimes forget that we have to wait to see the scrolls, and then I see them, and it's just the scribes of the East are on fire. I really want to commend everyone who has taken a hand in any way in creating the scrolls to make these moments more real. I know I treasure every scroll that I've ever gotten, and for people out there that are thinking maybe scribal stuff would be fun, reach out. We have people within the Scribble community specifically set up to shepherd new people in and make sure that opportunities are available.
I can't say enough about the scribes of the East, just because of all the hard work that they put in, and the illuminators who put in all of this work to make these scrolls happen, especially during a pandemic. It is just a heavy load to lift, and it's greatly appreciated. But I would like to move on from that. A year ago, when I was Prince,
I was also Prince.
yes, I believe you were off at a foreign war.
Ooh, I got to go to Australia.
You got to go to Australia.
Fun.
And
Going places was fun.
I got to go to Kingdom Bardic in Care Adamant.
I missed Kingdom Bardic.
Yes. But now, Kingdom Bardic is coming up, and you won't miss Kingdom Bardic, because on April 24th, we are going to have Kingdom Bardic. It's going to be a complete virtual event. Please tune in and watch all of our bards compete. It's going to be a fantastic time.
That is great. I'm so glad that I get to be here and make up for missing that. It feels like February. It feels like February is going by super fast. Like it's shorter than the rest of the months. It's bringing us right into March, which is traditionally when I get to go to Mudthaw. And virtually, I can get to go to Mudthaw this year. That's going to be on March 20th, and Baronial Investiture.
Yes, that's the big thing, Baronial Investiture.
So other people could go to Mudthaw virtually and participate or watch the amazing bards in April. That's fantastic. It's almost as good as going places.
It is almost as good. But let us continue acknowledging our good folks of the East.
Your Majesties would see before them Bran Mac Kulan.
Hello?
Hello. How are you this evening?
Doing great, Your Majesties.
You
How are you?
Someone who I've seen fighting for quite some time. And as I've mentioned your name to others, one of the things that is always brought to my attention is how you work to support new fighters.
Well, thank you.
And I like to point out your solid sword and shield work and how fantastic you are with a spear, but that's a whole separate back and forth. Fostering the fighting community of the East and showing prowess on the field should be recognized. We would like to recognize that in you this evening by inducting you into our Order of the Silver Tiger.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Your Majesties, we have a medallion.
Oh, excellent. Let me hear about the medallion.
Kiara of Sky has the medallion currently, and we'll pass it down the family. This was made for one of the original members, Brick James Beach. And so it's hard to appreciate, and I know how subtle a man he is. And so his squire brother made, it's a little hard to get scale, but it should be noted that this is over 2 inches long and over 1.5 inches wide of solid silver, because we felt that since he was a man of few words, he should have a medallion of many. My knight designed the tiger, and there are beads in individuals' colors. And so my colors will be added to this, and it will be passed down.
That is a fantastic medallion with a fantastic lineage.
To all whom these present letters come, know that we, Alberic and Tindal, consuls of the East, find ourselves in receipt of many good reports on the skill and valor of our noble subject, Bran McCullen. Thus are we led by the high repute which attaches to his name on the field of combat to induct him into the Order of the Silver Tiger. Done at the 6th Ethereal Court of the Eastern Consuls, Anno Societatis 55. Scroll by Ranka Ottsdotter.
Amazing art, well earned and well deserved.
For Lord Bran, newest member of the Order of the Silver Tiger. Viva!
Viva! Viva! Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Their Majesties would see before them Leaf the Unlucky.
Oh, hello.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. Pretty surprised.
Surprise is okay. You are someone I have also seen making tremendous strides on the fighting field.
Oh, man, thank you.
I suspect that you are coming from an area of strong practice, and as I say, steel sharpens steel, and you have been getting sharper as you sharpen those around you. I've seen you, when we could travel, actively seeking melees and tournaments around the kingdom. Now, did you switch weapons forms at some point?
Yeah, I switched to a two-handed sword.
I've heard words, again, teacher. Someone that is improving those around him, someone that is improving himself on his journey. Allow us to mark your progress tonight by inducting you into our Order of the Silver Tiger.
Wow, thank you, Your Majesty. I would love that.
Our pleasure. Well deserved. Yeah.
A quiet man stands before us. We are not fooled. We know this tiger wields longsword to break foes. We know of this tiger's heart. We make him a silver tiger at our 6th ethereal court in the time of the plague, so all would know.
For Lord Leaf, newest recipient of the Order of the Silver Tiger. Vivat!
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 Thank you.
Their Majesties would see before them Katerina Lombardi.
Hello, here, Your Majesties.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I am quite well.
Fantastic. Very happy that you could join us. You have done one of my favorite jobs in the SCA. You served as a chatelaine, I believe.
Yes, I do, and still do.
For, if I can remember, the Canton of Hawks Ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And you're currently, and that as your only role as chatelaine, you're also the deputy seneschal.
Yes.
Yeah, seneschal's a tough job. So I hope you're learning well from the person who's currently the seneschal.
Indeed, she teaches me a lot.
Excellent. And in a role as chatelaine, you helped out with demos. And on top of that, you taught classes,
event stewarded.
You sound like someone who's a fantastic addition to our kingdom, someone who is growing your local area, someone who is keeping the kingdom alive and well. We would love to recognize you tonight and let others know the importance and the impact you've had on the East. And we would raise you to the ranks of our nobility and award you arms.
Our gentle Katerina Lombardi, known for her diligent works most hardy. She helps with marvelous demonstrations, as officer exceeds expectations. Katerina's leading in many ways, learning the ropes, steering us through the quays. She stands before the mighty tiger beast, Tindal and Alberic, consuls east. Today an award of arms we bestow, for her alone all the days to show. Per chevron, azure and vert, 2 lilies and an owl argent. And done with no presence material, singing praise in our court ethereal. Words by Aislinn Kiabach. Illumination by Fiona the Volatile. Calligraphy by Violet Hughes.
So if I
Thank
may,
you, Your Majesty.
so if I may, for the first time, Lady Katerina.
For Lady Katerina. Viva!
Viva!
Viva! Viva! Their Majesties would see before them Leo McCullen.
I'm here, Your Majesties. How may I be of service?
There's a face I recognize.
Seen that face quite a bit.
As long as we're talking to people who are dedicating time and service to the rapier community, it's Leo, right? Marshal at Burka, Marshal at Penzic, Marshal at Great Northeastern.
Currently the Deputy Marshal of Fence of Mountain Freehold.
Yes.
Outside the rapier community, serving on Royal Guards, just someone who you need a gap filled. Leo steps in and takes care of it.
That I do.
That is service. That is recognizable service. As much as I recognized you as soon as I saw you, I would have others recognize your service and induct you into our Order of the Golden Wheel this evening. Silver Wheel. There is no Golden Wheel.
There is no Golden Wheel.
Silver Wheel.
Thank you very much, Your Majesties. I am honored.
Tindal et Alberic, consuls at Orientalum Regnum Dei, unto the fine people of the East, greetings. Know that word hath reached our ears of one Leo McCullen, and of the dedicated service he hath rendered even unto this kingdom, and to our shire of Mountain Freehold, as marshal, as deputy chatelaine, as royal retainer, and as guard unto various of our revered predecessors. Thus are we moved to bestow upon him the award of the Silver Wheel, as we sit the consular thrones on the occasion of our 6th ethereal court, Anna Societatis 55. Scroll by Cirla Inyan Kennedy. Words by Sir Lucius Aurelius Varus.
Thank you, Your Majesties. How
For
should we
Leo, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva!
Vivat!
Viva!
Vivat!
Their Majesties would ask before them Sean Patrick.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Good evening. You've been around for a bit.
A little bit.
I recognize him as one of the people behind Master Jaji and his lovely food at the events that you guys attend.
I am often cooking by Chef Jaji's side, yes, Your Majesty.
That's some fantastic food. That's coronation. That's day boards. That's, and I mean, the important part is when the cooking's over, this is someone who I see sticking around and cleaning, which is, I'm not allowed to cook, but I am allowed to help cleaning. So I appreciate those that stick around for that to help me out there. That's a tremendous amount of service that helps a tremendous number of people. We'd like to recognize that this evening by raising you to the ranks of our nobility, awarding you arms, and inducting you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
I am very honored, Your Majesty.
Good food and good friends are some of the finest things in life, but those who provide such food are finer still. A kitchen does not feed the hungry on its own, but requires the hard work and skill of those who work within it. Sean Patrick is known to kitcheners far and wide, and is sought by many for his skills and dedication. His years of service have fed many a hungry gentle. Thus have the great consuls of the East, Tindal and Alberic, seen fit to induct Sean Patrick into their Order of the Silver Wheel and award unto him these arms. Scroll by Triana McCaskey.
Your Majesties, may I say something? Master Jaji, I know it doesn't say that on there. Sean has not only been by my side at an awful lot of events, but stood on his own an awful lot as well. And that may have been missed by some people, but not by myself, and certainly not by the people who actually worked with him at those events where I was not there and sometimes didn't even know what he was doing.
Well, a good number of people have certainly noticed what he was doing, and we are hopeful that giving him a shiny silver wheel to hang around his neck will draw the attention of others.
I'm hoping so as well. Sean, now get back to work.
Yes, Chef.
So for the first time, Lord Sean should get back to work.
Lord Sean, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva! Viva! Viva!
So I just wanted to take a moment to talk about next week. Next Sunday, we are back ethereally with the kingdom, talking about the future. And I'd just like to encourage everyone to, I'm talking about the town halls that we're going to do next week, to talk about Crown Tournament, succession, the future, how we can manage it without knowing what the future is going to be, how we can manage it and make it fit into the SCA and have it be East. These are going to be similar to Curia. These are going to be separate Zoom meetings. We're going to go region by region. We've had some fantastic help, both from the web team and from our seneschals, our regional seneschals that are going to help make sure that we are able to have fruitful discussions.
And if you can't make the meetings on that day, please, please, please make sure to get your questions to your local seneschals so that they may actually represent you as they should in all of these things that involve the East Kingdom and its future.
And as always, if you're looking for more information, I'm going to direct you to the EK website. I believe there's an event announcement. We're starting Tirmara, then the South, Northern region, Central region. I'm going to say that again. Tirmara at noon, Southern region 1:30, Northern region 3 o'clock, Central 4:30. But again, don't, as we just saw me try and give out a golden wheel, don't just listen to what I'm saying. Go check the event announcement. There will be accurate information there that no one has to correct me about, because we get proofread before we put that stuff up.
We do. And please, if you can't attend, please make sure to get your questions and concerns to your local seneschal so that they may represent you. It's their job.
Yeah, and we really do want to hear everyone's voice that has a thought, a question, an idea.
I think I saw somewhere that someone has suggested a dance challenge where the fighter must be a registered fighter, but I'm not really sure how well that would work as a dance challenge, that they basically pick a theme and they go with that, and that's how the combatants fight, is through dance. But that's just one idea, and we would love to hear many more.
Well, and yeah, I will put that in the stack of things, honestly, in things that I need to check to make sure that we meet the BOD and Kapora's rules on, because there's not, that's kind of our narrow gap there that we're going to be working with. Let's bring all the ideas and then work together to find one that works the best for the East.
Their Majesties would see before them Morwill McShane.
Who they got? I'm here, Your Majesties. How you doing?
Very nice. Look at that smiling face.
I'll tell you, I love it when I see an exchequer smiling.
Yes.
Yes, that means we finally balanced the books, which...
Especially at the end of the year, because that is one of the toughest jobs other than Seneschal and Chatelaine to do, is be the exchequer to make sure everything balances out. I was an exchequer for close to 8 years for the barony and for what once was a canton of the barony, all the way through, and it was not my pleasantest time as an officer of those things.
But he's also done my favorite job, which is Knight Marshal.
Yes. That was the fun one.
Yes. And you're currently the Rapier Marshal of Buckman Cross?
Yes, I am as well. And I was just appointed a kingdom position as Southern Region Rapier Marshal.
It's fantastic, especially with the reputation you have for encouraging new fencers and fostering community with other groups. I love to see you becoming a more significant part of that community.
Thank you.
So tonight we would like to invite you into the Order of the Silver Wheel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Their Majesties Alberic and Tindal, Consules of the East, see fit to acknowledge the service done by one Morwill McShane, dedication to his local group, the Kingdom and Society, diligent in pursuits for the greater good, continued works to aid those around him. For these reasons, he is to walk among the companions of the Silver Wheel, done during our Ethereal Court, Anno Societatis 55.
That is awesome. Thank you.
And I believe you were just slid something by someone next to you.
Handmade medallion based on a 6th century Merovingian find.
Thank you.
First pour.
Oh, Lady Kalik is my girlfriend. So, and she made this first pour.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Majesties. Thank you.
For Morwill, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Vivat!
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 Yay!
Their Majesties request the presence of Timur Nemuchi.
It is I, Your Majesty Timur. How may I be of service today?
An inter-kingdom archer. I love archers. You are a paragon in the archery community, but what I've seen out of you in the last few years is a tremendous amount of willing to be helpful, guarding, assisting, heralding. making sure that the archery community is incorporated and on the radar of the Royals?
Just keeping up with getting the scores is a great thing just to know.
Unfortunately, this year, we haven't been able to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Such service should be marked. We would mark you this evening and induct you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Our honored consuls Tindal and Alberic see fit to raise the mare's milk and invoke the sacred flame in the matter of one Timur Nemuchi, as one worthy to be included in the Order of the Silver Wheel for his continued service in so many areas: archery, heraldry, retaining, and the seneschalate, done by us on the 7th Ethereal Court, Anno Societatis 55. Calligraphy and illumination by Nefane Mercol.
It is a pleasure to see someone with a bright, smiling face, happily serving, and to get to recognize that is a true honor.
Well, I hope to serve you guys, hopefully this year, and be able to retain, actually.
Well, you did attend with us when we were princes, so yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're most welcome.
For Timur, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Yay!
Their Majesties would see now Ragnar Bliskeg.
Hello, Your Majesties.
Hello.
How are you? How are you both this evening?
We are doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
You know, there was about a minute and a half where we got to go to events as royalty, and he was there helping.
Mm-hmm. I love the SCA and I love helping out where I can, and really like being at events. I miss being there. I miss helping. I miss doing what I can for everyone, in the SCA, just being able to be a part of it.
I would say that you are a significant enough part that we're going to come back based on the service that you have done, and looking forward, you being there makes me happy. Your work as a herald, I know that you've been serving as Deputy Seneschal for Broken Bridge
And has attended both of us as well as Margarita. So it's really nice to see all the service that you've been doing.
He's actually the Seneschal now.
It's actually the Seneschal.
I stepped down. He's the man.
He's the man.
See, look at that. Continuing to serve even now, climbing that ladder like the spokes on a wheel.
We're trying to keep it live. We're actually going to have an event on January 17th. So deck the halls of Valhalla for everyone on the call if you wish to join Broken Bridge for some online classes and some merriment.
That's fantastic. And if you make it there, you can congratulate Ragnar on being inducted into the Silver Wheel.
I am honored and appreciative, and I look forward to serving the crown and to serving the great people of the East Kingdom.
We are better for having you.
Thank you.
Unto all whom these presents come, be it known that our noble and hard-working Lord Ragnar Blaskag has dedicated his efforts in service of our kingdom, most heartily lending his voice as herald for Broken Bridge, serving as Deputy Seneschal, dutifully working as attendant for ourselves, as well as our fair Margarita de Siena, previous Queen of the East, during our respective ethereal reigns. Out of love for sharing knowledge, he has imparted his lessons learned in blacksmithing at several events to hungry minds, sharing an eagerness for handling and smashing ridiculously hot metal. Also, he has devoted himself not once, but twice to the task of stewarding the event Deck the Halls of Valhalla, during which he organized classes, studied mead tasters, and most difficult of all, herded the bards. Therefore, by our wish, Tindal and Alberic, sovereign and consort of the Kingdom of the East, do induct the noble Ragnar Blaskeg into our Order of the Silver Wheel, done at the 6th Ethereal Court, Anno Societatis 55 in our East Kingdom. Design by Albrecht Anker. Words by Nobilis Cedar the Barefoot. Embroidery by Arnora Kettelsdotter.
For Ragnar, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Vivat!
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 Hey.
Woo! Their Majesties would call before them Ragnall Sentig.
Hello, Your Majesties.
Hello. You are someone that we have heard possibly the best thing that I've ever heard about anyone, which is that you helped breathe life into a group.
I don't know if I can take credit for all of life breathing. I just show up places.
You just show up places.
It sounds like you did a tremendous job organizing the demo for the Harrisburg Comic Con.
I certainly had help for that, but yeah, it went off well.
What I want you to hear, when people come to us and they say that you are someone who finds a way to work with and include everyone, that is exactly what we want out of everyone in the kingdom. You are someone that we can point to and have others aspire to reach the impact you are having. I would love to have the amount of impact that you are having.
I mean, we can all try, right?
Well, without local groups and things like that, we don't really have a kingdom. So being able to keep a local group together and going and striving is a really big deal to us. Because without those, we couldn't really have the SCA as a whole. So tonight, we would like to recognize you into our court as a lord of our court with a silver wheel.
Thank you. That means a lot. I'm honored.
Mighty Consules of the East, Tindal and Alberic, call forth Ragnar Shanteg. His deeds and humble service honor his house and bring renown to his shire and our kingdom. We name him companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel and award unto him arms, to which we have set our hand and seal in the 55th year from the founding of the society. Scroll by Elspeth D'Onofrio.
I'm going to take this one. So, for the first time ever, Lord Ragnar.
For Lord Ragnar, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties would see before them Robert Whitcomb of Brandywine.
Your Majesties.
How are you tonight?
Quite well, I think.
Yes, you're fine.
Yes, the spousal unit is at my side.
So we hear you're very instrumental in the founding of Quintavia.
Yeah, that there's that rumor.
Rumor, okay.
He's a driving force in the calligraphy and illumination in the East. And one of the favorite things that I've heard about you, Robert, is that you are considered to have set the bar for scribal effort in the East.
That's my apprentices taking it. One of my beliefs is that the best thing you can do is not create something that you can hold its hand, but something you can create that when you let go of it, it continues to grow.
That sounds like the teacher, him coming out for that.
It's possibly why those within your scribal line, as you bring up your apprentices, consider you a saint.
I thought that might come up.
Well, there's art and there is service, and teaching and giving are both acts of service.
So if we may have the order called in, please.
Their Majesties would ask that the Order of the Silver Crescent make themselves known on Zoom, I mean. Hi, Robert.
What do we do?
Yes, tonight we are inducting the Order of the Silver.
What do we do? Oh, we are here. We are here.
Hey!
There you go.
We're always here.
Now I'm here.
Okay.
Good to see you.
I'm here.
So am I.
Indeed, you are. And if their exuberance drowned out His Majesty, you want to go again? No. Their calls and His Majesty's will propel us forward to induct you into the Order of the Silver Crescent, that you may join them this evening.
I am honored.
Tindal and Alberic, consuls orientalis, greet well their subjects in every barony, province, shire, and riding of the realm. Nothing more becomes the height of royal majesty than to confer a just reward on virtue, and to display the ornaments of honour to the same. Whereas Robert Whitcomb of Brandywine has, through his teaching and encouragement of those learning the scribal arts, done great service to the kingdom by providing us with those secretaries so needed to document our royal decrees and our history. And whereas the companions of the Order of the Silver Crescent have petitioned us, insisting that the order would benefit greatly from the wisdom of his council. Therefore we, by these letters, induct him into said Order of the Silver Crescent, that all may know his value to the kingdom. Proclaimed in our 6th court in the 5th month of our reign, Anno Societatis 55. Words by Harold von Auerbach. Calligraphy by Thera Ikersdotter and Eloise of Coulter. Illumination by Araden Dute, Asa Phelan Josser's daughter, Camille Desjardins, Ava Woodrose, and Marietta Charret.
For Master Robert, newest recipient of the Order of the Silver Crescent. Vivat!
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 Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat!
Yay!
Welcome to the Order, Robert.
Mazel tov.
Long overdue as far as I'm concerned.
Shalom, yes.
Welcome.
It is so great to be able to give out awards to the East Kingdom. It's really hard for us to travel right now. So for me to find inspiration amongst our kingdom, I had to go outside and ask the Eastern Roses for help to give me folks to honor with my token of inspiration. Countess Margarita Ingen Laclayan has given me Her Excellency Cassandra Gray as a person I should most bestow my token of inspiration for all of that she's done during this time of pandemic and keeping us going and being a total inspiration and a guiding light to our kingdom. So if we may please honor Her Excellency and say thank you for all that she has done for our kingdom. So with that, we now get to announce ANS champs.
We do.
First, thank you for joining us all together. We really appreciate it tonight. It was amazing to get to talk to you guys about the process last week. And it was amazing to get to see the quality of entrance that we got in this year's Champions. They told us that having the extended time on the throne, getting to sit through judging ANS Champions twice, it made it easier. You did not make it easier.
Not in the slightest.
And we are overjoyed that we have such riches to choose from in the kingdom. I am going to start by having consulted with our current champions, His Majesty, the ANS Minister, by selecting my champion. And I was truly blown away with the time, the dedication, the versatility, the trying new things. I, for my champion, will be selecting Pan Janovic.
Thank you, Your Majesty, and good evening. I'm somewhat overwhelmed. I will serve to the best of my ability. As you know, I am already a king's man, so how you need me, I will serve.
Thank you. I remember fondly taking the trip to Mudthaw the day you became a Laurel, and the effort and experimentation that you put into this piece truly blew me away. I look forward to seeing what you do representing the ANS community in the East Kingdom.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I will do my very best.
So the selection of, after we had chosen Jan as His Majesty's champion, the selection got a lot more harder to come down with because we really were blown away by Jan's piece. And it was a very difficult decision to make, but I had to go with Sugawara's entry just because of the dedication she put into following the rubric, getting feedback, turning that feedback into positive, creative talent in her research, and it just blew me away, your labor of love.
Domo arigato, Your Majesties. You honored me greatly. Thank you, Your Majesty Alberic.
It was truly a tough decision. We thank everybody for appearing here tonight, but none of you will go home empty-handed. We have decided to give the rest of the entrants golden liars. So if Audrey could read the list and put it into the court report.
It would be my honor. Their Majesties will be awarding the golden liar to Rosina von Schaffhausen, Sigvarder Havdanerson, and Vindiorix Ordovix.
It bears mentioning the work on symmetry, the silversmithing, the beer from Song were a balm for my art loving soul. I really appreciate everything you did. It is no small endeavor and no small feat that you have made it from such a large field to the finals. We truly appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing the tremendous works that come from you in the future.
For the arts and sciences of the East and the newest champions in waiting, recipients of the golden lyre, Vivant.
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 So I believe the Arts and Sciences site is still up. So if you are inclined, please go there and look at all of the entries that we've had, and especially all of the Golden Liars and our champions.
Yeah, it's up on the Ministry of Arts and Sciences website. If you missed it, if you want to go back and see it again, I'm going to correct myself on this one. Clearly, the years have not been kind to me. I saw my champion, Pan Jan, get his pelican at a Mudthaw. He is not yet a Laurel, although go to the Ministry of Arts and Sciences website, see the work that he did for this championship. You can see where I got confused. I am so proud of my champion. He's amazing. You know what else I got to do that was fun?
I believe I was there.
Yes, I got to pretend I was fighting. I did not.
It was excellent to watch.
Realize how much fun it was going to be to pretend to be in the woods. We were on a Zoom call with our fantastic Rapier General, Duchess Keelan, and her deputy, Xavier, who put together this simulated woods battle scenario where I got to lose, which was fun. I was wearing red tape, so losing's okay. But it was, I would like to first commend both of them for the amount of effort in coordinating it, making it run, the logistics, the gameplay. It felt like the woods a little bit, but it is truly an amazing tool to start to understand the troop movements and the tactics of what happens in the woods. I would encourage people to reach out to try it themselves or to coordinate a way that we can sharpen our claws as tigers and come out of this with a better mental understanding of how things work logistically. It was a great time.
It's definitely a great learning tool. And if you're not used to command or any of that kind of structure, in this simulation, you get to kind of feel it out and to understand the logistics that goes into a woods battle. It was really nice and organized, and it was great to see.
Yep.
Let's do this thing. Their Majesties would see before them Doña Lilias de Sherrington to answer the question posed to her.
Hello, Your Majesties.
Good afternoon, Doña. We set you a question at a time right before fantastic things happened for you, and we're hoping that during that time, with everything going on, you've had a little bit of thought and have come back to us with an answer.
I have, Your Majesties.
Is it a yes or a no?
It is a yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Excellent. Thank you.
That's what I was hoping for. We are overjoyed to see you moving forward and joining a amazing order as a fantastic example of what we're looking for in the kingdom, in a growing community. But before we proceed, I am wondering if there are those that would speak of what has brought you to us today. Is there a member of the Order of the Chivalry that will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Brian McFergus, Knight of the Society, Duke of the East, and I have that honor and pleasure today by your leave.
And of course, I want this off.
Your Majesties, I don't recall when Lilias and I first met, where it was or when. But I remember that I had wandered over to the rapier field to continue nerding out about fighting on that side of the aisle. And I remember watching Lilias fight. And the thing that stuck with me to this day is her footwork. It was so wonderfully, fundamentally sound, always in a place where she was prepared for whatever happened to respond and have virtually limitless options. And for those who study fighting in whatever form, that is praise, that your footwork gives you preparation for all things. And as I was contemplating what I wish to say to your Majesties today about Lilias, I realized that my impression of her footwork had become my impression of her. That always she was prepared for whatever happened, that she and those around her would be successful and were in a position to excel. And that is the essence of a peer, to make those around them prepared to excel. Your Majesties, this is a good and right thing you do today, and I am so pleased to commend Lilias to you and to the Order of Defense. Thank you for this privilege.
Thank you, Your Grace, for those lovely and kind words for the candidate. Now I will call for someone from the Order of the Laurel to speak on her behalf.
Your Majesties, I would claim that honor. As a Laurel, my priority is to ensure that the arts are fostered in the society, that we make a space to improve both their excellence of execution and people's ability to explore them to whatever their hearts desire. What more could I ask for as evidence that Lilius will support this endeavor of mine than the enormous quantity of work that she has put in to making a space for as many historical martial arts in the fencing community as possible, so that those of us who want to delve deep into all of the nitty-gritty geekery of historical fencing or spearwork or grappling have a place to do so, and that those of us who want to try it out once and then go back to our sword and dagger can do that as well. As Ava, however, I would like to say something else. We're recognizing Lilius today because of her prowess and because of her service in the field of rapier. But being a peer is a long game. A good peer, in my opinion, is one who maintains a good relationship with the society. And just as with any other good relationship, the first foundation of that is taking good care of oneself. This is really hard, however, because we put explicit value on somebody's prowess or their service in a particular field, in rapier or in calligraphy. Taking a step back from that, when that is what you need to do to take care of yourself, feels like a failure a lot of the time, and feels like you no longer are that person who was recognized for your prowess or your service or both in whatever field that was. When I started fencing, I did not meet Lilius. She was not playing that much. She was taking care of herself. And since then, she has shown us what it looks like to have taken care of herself, to come back and be just as excellent, just as relevant, or perhaps significantly more so as she was before. And that it really was the best thing for her and her relationship with the society. And embodying that message that I personally really need to hear right now, and I'm sure many others need to hear right now, is incredibly valuable and inspirational, and is obvious evidence that she does know how to do this, and that she will be a good peer, not just now, but for many, many, many years. She is in every way my peer, and I highly recommend her to.
Thank you. Powerful and important words, well supported, well spoken. Is there a member of the Order of the Pelican that would speak to this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Master Antonio Petrasso, and I'm very pleased that my first opportunity to speak as a Pelican is for Lilius, and in particular, her service to your kingdom. I am also pleased to speak because, as a fencer myself, I have personally benefited from that service. From the beginning, fencing has said that if you want to be a part of this thing, you must carry your own weight. And if you love fencing, then it demands that you carry so much more than just yourself if rapier is to flourish. And that brings us to Lilius. Yes, she holds a high office in the kingdom now and has acquitted herself well and continues to acquit herself admirably, but that is not what makes her my peer. What I recognize here is her years of steady, humble, and passionate commitment to the community. Years of marshaling and training and organizing, and as Mistress Ava gave us an example, encouraging others, without which that community would be something less than what it is today. Your Majesties, it's by the efforts of Lilius and those like her that your kingdom continues to thrive. And on behalf of the Order of the Pelican, I am proud to say she is our peer.
Thank you. It is very heartening always to hear of the service of the candidate and their contributions to the East as becoming a peer. Is there someone from the Order of the Rose who would like to speak for this candidate?
Majesties. My name is Countess Marguerite Engen-Lachlan, and I am thrilled to finally have the opportunity to speak for this candidate. Lilius has the most amazing hand snipe. If you are not a fencer, you don't know how important this quality is in a future Master of Defense. When I first started fencing, she could disarm me with 2 passes of her blade. First one hand, and then the other, gently, as if she had all of the time in the world. You think you are out of her measure, and then helpfully, courteously, she will remind you that your hands are not. Lilius serves the rapier community in a similar way. We are an excitable bunch, a little dramatic, a little quick to react to slights and injustices, a little too much fast twitch muscle to go around. As the Kingdom Marshal of Fence, Lilius stays calm in the middle of our storm. She is able to listen carefully, courteously, and neutrally to our opinions, and is able to guide and make decisions which are balanced and logical. Her manner is competent, assured, unrushed, and authoritative. A leader. All women in combat sports have faced down ignorant, uneducated, and dismissive assumptions about their worth on the field. No matter how infuriating, no matter how egregious and appalling those comments have been, Lilius has navigated them with poise and style. By displaying her excellence and her courtesy with every interaction, she has proven those assumptions false. She has been the very model of a peer from the day I met her. Consuls of the East, people of the East, people of the society, I commend Lilius to you. She is my peer.
Heartwarming words, well spoken. It is very important to have access to your hands. I understand that. And controlling that is truly an ability to master the situation. Is there a member of the Order of Defense that would speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Master Donovan Shinnok, and I will claim the right to speak for my order. Members of my order typically speak on something to the effect of perseverance or community, and I'm going to touch on both of those aspects. Lilius has, as others have touched upon, shown great perseverance in making it to be able to sit before you this day. As Countess Marguerite spoke of, being a woman on the martial field is certainly its own thing, and being a parent twice over takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of attention, and she pushed through that and has successfully made it here. But what puts Lilius a cut above some people is that she recognizes the difference between needing to persevere to make an achievement and needing to put in the effort necessary to make an achievement. The latter is necessary. The former should not be. Having persevered to make it here today, she has been doing what she can to ensure that other people do not need to persevere and make it over the same hurdles that she has. She has multiple times led discussions on the role of women in the rapier community and marginalized communities, and how we can make our activity and our society more open and welcoming and equitable and supportive of them. Just because she has persevered doesn't mean that others should have to either. And I cannot think of a better way to give back to the community, to improve it, and to show leadership than something like this. Your Majesties, there is no greater honor than my being able to commend Lilius to you as a member of the Order of Defense. And I'm so happy to do that for you this day.
Thank you for those encouraging words, and much needed to hear to uplift the East in the fencing community and to the rapier community and to the East as a whole. Thank you so much. We now are going to move on to the regalia.
I believe that the regalia is going to be given to Lilius by our representative, the Baron of Carolinge, Thomas of Effingham, who, as a landed baron, holds land in our stead and acts as our hands from this distance.
Is there a collar?
Yes, there is.
Is there a legacy or a history to this collar?
There is not. It was crafted specifically for Lilius.
The collar was made by myself and Lord Robeard, who is a silversmith of renown.
Excellent. As you wear the collar and are marked with your rank, is there a cloak that the candidate might be warm and perhaps defend herself?
Yes, there is. I don't know the details on this one now.
Oh, look at the lovely detail of the cloak.
The cloak was crafted by Lady Katerina Falconer de Lanark for Danya Lilius.
It is now for me to issue your challenge. We, Alberic, consort, charge and command you, Lilius, to protect always this realm of the East and to defend, sustain, and promote the art of defense. In so charging and commanding, we cast this gauntlet before you and challenge you to take up your duty as Magister of Defense.
Thank you, Your Majesties.
Let the call to defend the East Kingdom never go unanswered.
Yes, I do accept the challenge.
Our kingdom, the society, the Order of Defense are stronger, possess more prowess, more heart and dedication today. Thank you for everything you bring to this kingdom and this community.
Thank you.
It is our great pleasure to elevate you to the Magister of Defense. Congratulations.
It's a great honor. Thank you so much.
Shall I, Your Majesties?
Please.
Unto Lilius de Sherrington, our right trusted and right beloved minister and marshal, we greet you well. We have been advised from our servants among the masters of defense how well you are devoted to the practice and maintenance of the art of defense, whereof you do make public demonstration, and we find ourselves bound in honor to make known unto you the great contentment we receive thereby. In regard of these and other weighty reasons and considerations, and likewise heeding the ripe deliberations of our councils, and other weighty occasions likewise moving us, and in regard of our singular affection and love to the common good, we do therefore by these present letters invest and endow you with the Order of Defense, to have and to hold the same in perpetuity, with all rights, privileges, dignities, and liberties appertaining to the same, as much as any other member of the order aforenamed. And we do further hereby invest and endow you with arms by letters patent, in the form following: vert, a courtier within a border embattled argent. As perpetual testimony and witness whereof, we have ordered and ordained that this instrument be drawn up, marked with our ensign's manual, and countersigned by the Brigantia Herald, whom we have commanded to publish the said instrument in all portions of our realm, that no one may pretend ignorance of your rights. Given and caused to be given in the 55th year of the society, being the first year of our reign as consuls of the East Kingdom. The calligraphy on the scroll is by Eleanor Catling, and the words are by Alice McIntosh. For Maestra Lilius, newest Master of Defense of the Society. Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat!
like to once again say thank you to the Baron of Carolingia, Master Thomas of Effingham, who helped us out as our hands on site there, as we couldn't physically be there. And just another thanks to everyone, all of the virtual elevations that we've been able to do so far.
The organizers, the editors, they just thank you so much for doing that.
There's a lot of moving pieces there, and it's amazing to see it come together. Thank you all very much. I believe we are nearing the end of our time together today, and from the Imperial box here at the arena, I would like to remind everyone that if they would like to enter the largesse lottery, right, that link can be found on the EK website, but you need the secret word for the day.
And that secret word is arena.
So arena is the word. The link is on the website. If you want to possibly get some largesse mailed to you, you go to the East Kingdom website, you find the link, you type in arena,
and you fill out the form.
All right.
So thank you so much for joining us today. It is so great to be able to recognize all of these wonderful populace of the East. The elevations are not as quite as we would like them, but it is great that we're able to keep doing that and to keep the East Kingdom going. And we hope to all see you once again in the real world.
Yep. I think we would all agree that now is not a time that is ideal, but it is inspiring how many people have made it work. And come on back next week so that we can figure out how to make it work moving forward. Thank you for joining us today. It has been a lovely afternoon getting to spend it with our kingdom.
There being no further business, herein closes the 6th Ethereal Court of their Majesties Alberic and Tindal, the Consules of the East. Long may the Kingdom of the East live.